Global News with Robert Fisher and Jacqueline Milchard.
Good evening. They are all smiles tonight.
That's because the Maple Leafs are winners tonight, coming out on top in a crucial game against Buffalo. It was a high-scoring affair right from the very start, but Steve Thomas, with a beautiful play late in the game, scored to put it, as it were, the icing on the cake. Tonight, the Leafs now going to Buffalo with the series tied at a game each. Global's Therese Sears standing by live at the Air Canada Centre with fan reaction to the win. Therese?
Robert, Maple Leaf fans sure do know how to smile, and with tonight's win, they were literally grinning from ear to ear. Of course, those with the widest grin, those die-hard fans. Some of them were at tonight's game, others were glued to their sets.
Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go!
They call themselves True Blue, Maple Leaf Blue, that is. People like Darlene Hine, who couldn't contain herself when the first Leaf goal went into the net.
Die-hard Leaf fans, support them all the way.
What makes a Maple Leaf fan?
200 each?
Yeah, they're dead center.
Some willing to pay the heavy price for scalpers tickets.
I'll tell you what makes a true Leafs fan. I've been living in Buffalo for the last 3 years. I grew up in the Sudbury area, and I drove all the way here just to catch this game.
Perseverance is another Maple Leaf fan trait.
You've got to be on it from day one, all the way through all these lean years we've had. Come on, Toronto, we got to do it.
That's why those diehards carry the greatest disdain for people like Leslie Harrington.
Well, I've hopped on the bandwagon for the playoffs, that's for sure.
Bandwagon jumpers? No room for them in our wagon.
Still, in the city that has caught Maple Leaf fever, bandwagon jumping is forgivable, especially when the Leafs exhibit the power to pull through with another great win. Now the Leafs play again in Buffalo on Thursday night. Many of those die-hard fans say they will be there, if not in person, in spirit. Robert?
Thanks, Therese. Of course, more on tonight's big game on Sportsline, and that's coming up at 11:30. Well, time now for a look at the weather forecast. Susan Hay is in the Sky Tracker Weather Center. Susan?
Robert, that rain will taper to scattered showers, but quite a bit across Sudbury and North Bay. In fact, in North Bay, breaking a record for the most amount of rain in one day for the month of May, reaching 54 millimeters. That's almost 2 inches of rain. Here's our radar. Rain tapering to scattered showers, as I mentioned, so it's on its way out over to eastern Ontario. That's where it will linger tonight. It will be moderate at times. The big news here, strong winds, west-northwest, temperatures today single digits or the low double digits, and the wind speeds continuing at this hour up to 50 kilometers per hour. I'll have more when you join me in just a few minutes, because I do have some good news in this forecast. Jackie?
Thanks, Susan. A 51-year-old man clinging to life at this hour after being gunned down outside the Metro East Detention Center. The man was taken to Sunnybrook Health Sciences Center after being shot in the chest around 7 o'clock tonight. Police are hoping some witnesses will come forward. The victim is expected to pull through. Well, victory today for the Toronto police officer accused of killing alleged drug dealer Hugh Dawson.
It took 2 years and 2 trials to finally acquit Constable Rick Shank of manslaughter in the death of suspected drug dealer Hugh Dawson. The first trial ended in a mistrial, with the jury unable to reach a verdict. But as today's decision of not guilty was read aloud, Shank broke down in tears as fellow officers erupted with applause.
The feeling in the whole courtroom was elated, and they were extremely happy. Even the jury seemed to be happy with their decision. And not too often that I heard a verdict where everybody in the crowd clapped and the jury clapped. So, I mean, the right decision came down, and it was a good, common-sense decision.
A common-sense decision, but not necessarily a common-sense process, according to Police Association President Craig Brummel.
The process with the Special Investigations Unit has to be looked at. It has been touched upon. We got new regulations in place now, and hopefully they also learn from this. And this was the only verdict.
The court ruled that Shank was justified in using excessive force against Dawson and shot him in self-defense.
OPP and Transport Canada tonight continuing to investigate an early morning accident west of Ottawa that left 1 man dead and 3 children seriously injured. The accident happened at a rural intersection after a school bus and pickup truck collided. Witnesses say the bus rolled over at least 3 times before coming to rest in a field. The driver of the pickup truck was killed. 3 children received serious injuries. 9 others were treated for bumps and bruises. The accident has left some parents worrying about school bus safety.
They're the most fragile. They're very small. They're much more fragile, and they should be wearing seatbelts.
Yeah, I got tossed around, but as soon as the bus started to tip over, that's like all I remember.
Meanwhile, police have released the name of a 4-year-old run over by a school bus in Brampton this morning. Police say Emma McMullen broke away from her mother to chase a piece of paper that blew under the bus. The bus then pulled away and Emma was run over. She died later at Peel Memorial Hospital.
The search continuing tonight for an 8-year-old boy from Mississauga missing since Friday. Peel police have 10 investigators working around the clock looking for Ansar Mohammed, but they say they have no new leads. It's alleged the youngster was abducted by Toronto criminal lawyer Kadir Bakish, the ex-boyfriend of Ansar's mother. A Canada-wide arrest warrant has been issued for Bakish.
Hope survives for an 81-year-old Toronto woman. Her son has been missing for nearly a half a century. But as Global's Neha Bhupal reports tonight, she's convinced her son is alive and living in Canada.
There's nothing...
Frances Sherwood still remembers the last time she saw her son Clifford alive, October 21st, 1954.
I sent him to school one morning. He never got to school, and he never came home since.
Sherwood believes her ex-husband abducted her son and moved